Hey y'all, it's Jasmine, otherwise known as Jazz Monique, and first I want to welcome you back for another video. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back to the fam, and if you're new here, I appreciate you, taking a chance on me and seeing some of my content. So what today's video is going to be about today's going to be a summer update. So for those who are new here, I am 25 years old and I am currently in graduate school to become a neonatal nurse practitioner. I currently work as a bedside NICU nurse. Neonatal intensive care is the itty bitty babies in the boxes that are sick. That's the easiest way I describe it to people. And I just make these videos to sort of share my nurse practitioner journey with people, just because in my search of resources and sort of like what I should do, things I should look out for, I didn't really see a lot of information in general, and I definitely did not see a lot of information from creators of color. So I wanted to give that information to the people. If I don't have it, I want the people that come after me to have it. You know what I'm saying? Each one teach one and all that. You know what I'm saying? So this video today is going to be an update from the end of my summer semester, and I've also started fall semester. So I'm going to talk about how summer semester ended, how fall semester is going, as well as my plans for the rest of my program, as well as content ideas for you guys and where I think we're going to go in the coming semesters. So I'm going to start off with just sort of giving you guys an overview about what I did in clinical. So I have a couple of clips that I can show you guys, and I'll see you when you get back. Bye. So I started off in the car just because I feel like none of you really need to see what it looks like when I get up. So I usually woke up for clinical around 5. I would get dressed, pack my lunch, and then I would leave my house about 6 because it took me like 45 minutes to get to there. So as you can see, I'm in the car, I'm jamming, drinking my coffee. This is really my time where I try to get my mind right before I go into the hospital. So this is just a little bit of my drive so you guys can see. I did have a really pretty drive in the morning. The sun would be rising and it'd be really pretty. So moving on, this is now that I've gotten to the hospital, I've gotten up to the unit, and now I'm doing what is sort of like pre-rounding. So that first starts off with us getting report from the shift before us, and then we sort of do an overview of the patients, and then I start to gather the information that I need in order to go out and do my initial assessments and get ready for rounds. So this clip is just to show you guys some of the resources I keep readily available when I'm presenting in rounds in case we have to make any changes for our patients. Okay, so I'm really sorry guys, but the clips that I had of everything else, either I got way too nervous that somebody was gonna notice a HIPAA violation in there, because y'all, I don't play about HIPAA. Absolutely not. So either I was too paranoid, or some of the videos for some reason like started in regular speed and then they ended up in slow-mo. I'm not exactly sure what I did there, but I am going to give you guys an explanation of what my clinical day looks like after that clip that you just saw. So basically, after I do that pre-rounding information where I get report from the previous shift and I look at all of the numbers from my patients, which basically means I look at how much they took in overnight, how much they put out overnight, did they have any spits, what was their oxygen requirement like over the night. I just sort of like take a look at the charting and sort of get an idea of how the baby's night went. Then I go to the bedside and I talk to the nurse and I try to assess them around the times that the nurses are also doing care, just so that way we're not constantly disrupting the baby, because sleeping equals healing. So I go and do my assessment, and I just do a general head to toe assessment of the baby. I might take some little notes just so that I can remember them for rounds, and then I go back and I basically combine everything that I looked at on the computer with everything that I found in my assessment, and I come up with what the plan is for the day. So for some babies, that might just mean we're going up on their feed so that they can continue to grow, and we're just gonna watch them. For other babies, it could be like, oh, we're gonna try to wean our CPAP from +5 to +4, and basically that just means going from a higher level of respiratory support to a lower level of respiratory support, because I didn't want to give a super long explanation about that, but that's basically what that means. So after I come up with the plan, we go through each baby that's you're assigned to on your team, and you guys round. I present the baby, I tell them what the baby did overnight, what my assessment said, and this is my plan for the day. And then the team either agrees, or sometimes people will say, well, how about we do XYZ instead of this? We have a discussion with family if they're there at the bedside, and then we go on to the next baby. So after that, that's when we usually eat lunch. And the rest of the day until it's time to switch over shifts is sort of unpredictable. So if there's a delivery, then you'd have to go to a delivery. If a baby needs something, a baby needs a change, you would go to the bedside, assess them, change some things. You sort of don't really know what the rest of your day is going to look like, just because, you know, humans are adaptable. They're very dynamic beings. So that's basically what my clinical day looks like. That's why I was like, it's kind of hard for me to record stuff for you guys, because some days I'm there and like I may do a lot of computer work. I may do a lot of charting. I may do a lot of reading. Me and my preceptor may talk about things to prepare me for like the future. And other days, like I'm moving back to back to back to back to back. Like I'm in and out of babies' rooms. I'm in and out of deliveries. It just sort of depends on the day. But I definitely am going to try to continue to get more footage for you guys. So with that being said, we'll move on to the next clip. Welcome back. So now that you guys got to see those clips, you kind of got an idea of what I did during my clinical rotation. So I finished that out, and guys, I'm not even going to lie to you. Them little 2-3 weeks that I had off, I didn't want to be bothered with anything that had to do with nursing more than going to work, because I had to do that. So that's why I was like, no YouTube, no studying, no email, nothing. I just took that time to decompress and relax, because I live a pretty chaotic life on a day-to-day basis. So, you know, you have to do those things to reset, recharge, rejuvenate. So that's what I was doing. But now we're in fall semester. So plans for fall semester are, one, you know, to pass. I'm taking 2 classes. The first one is developmental care of the neonate, and the second one is advanced care of the high-risk neonate, which is essentially my clinical class. So basically, me and my classmates meet about once a month with our professors just to have a seminar. We refresh some topics that will be useful to us in clinical and in our future careers. That's our time to ask questions, time to work on other skills that our professors want us to work on. We do that, and then the rest of our class time is when I'm in clinical. So like I have to do different documentation for clinical. We use a system, it's called Typhon. It's interesting. So we use that for documentation. So that's basically my clinical class. And my developmental care class is asynchronous, which basically means that I don't have a class time. She posts the assignments on Canvas. I log on, I do them before the due date. And that's it. That class is pretty boring. I'm not even gonna lie to you. It's not that the topics are boring, it's that the only things we have talked about in class thus far are all things that I already know because of my job. That is one thing that I will say is the interesting and yet challenging thing about this career path is that there are a lot of things that I know that are getting built upon, and there are a lot of things that I just don't know that become like new information to me. So sometimes I have these periods in courses where I'm like, wow, I already know this. This is really mind-numbing. Because, guys, I'm a big nerd, if you haven't figured that out yet. Yeah, I'm a big nerd, so I like to be challenged. But anyway, we got off on a tangent. Back to the plans. So academically, we're going to do great in school. Content-wise, I definitely want to try to get you guys more information about what it's like to be in clinical. And I'll be at a different location this time. I've never been there before, so it's exciting. So we're going to do that. I'm also going to try to give you guys more insight into what the journey towards graduation looks like now. I feel like the first year I was really just like, okay, I'm in school. You know what I'm saying? Like graduation wasn't really something that seemed in sight, but now knowing that it's happening in like 9-8 months-ish, I'm starting to think about what are the things I need to do after that. So similar to when you're an undergrad, like eventually I'm going to hope to get employment somewhere. So, but what do the steps to that look like? I'm going to have to take my NCC exam, which is for undergraduate nurses, it's the equivalent of the NCLEX. It's my licensing exam as a neonatal nurse practitioner. So I have to take that. Woo, looking forward to another standardized test. Have to take that, but then I also have to do like different things for licensing, credentialing. So I really just want to try to keep you guys involved in that process, so then that way it's not new information for someone who ever finds this video, because it's all new information for me. Never done this before, guys, but it's okay. That's what we're here for, to share the information with the people, okay? So, with that being said, this video is kind of short, but I hope that you guys enjoyed it. I'll be in touch soon, but I am a student and a nurse and a wife, and I have to make sure that I take care of my responsibilities first. As much as I love y'all and as much as I appreciate y'all's support, I got to put me first, Lucius, okay? Okay, but again, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!